Microphone, check, check.
Check, check.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Longhouse Gaming Podcast. We are back again. You see, we are missing one and substituting in our regular Viking. So welcome Gamsley on. How you doing, Gamsley?
What's up, guys? I'm ready for number 2. Luckily I only have 2 fingers on each hand. I could easily do that, but I'm back, baby. Milk chocolate Viking.
Never left.
Milk chocolate Viking is back.
I'm good. Let's do it.
We love it, love it. How you doing, Nova? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great, brother. It's an amazing Tuesday, man. How you feeling?
I'm doing well. Y'all, this sun is beaming in my face, so we're going to have to deal with that. But everything else is lovely. That may be a sign of the times. You know, sun shining. We good.
Yo, speaking of which, like on the Discord, is that what Flush posted? Something?
Yeah,
I haven't got a chance to check it out. If you guys haven't landed in the Discord just yet, man, go ahead and fall through the Discord. We got that.
Definitely, definitely. So we're gonna get into it for a little bit. Let me see who we got in here. We have 13 people in here so far. I know I see Flush Jackson, Shergy,
get that guy out of here. Flush is following me. He's a weirdo, that guy. You know what I mean?
That's Big Flush, man.
I love you, Flush. I love you, Flush.
That's my guy right there. Razor Ramon, what's up? Stone King, what's up? I don't know why it's not popping up in my chat. My internet's messing up, but thank you all for tuning in. If you're watching on the Twitter, hop over. Thank you otherwise for watching, but let's get into it. Hope everybody is ready. Cranking it up. Thank you. Turn my headphones up. Y'all hear it? Y'all hear it? It's yes, today talking about some Square Enix getting released, set me free. You must be free. So maybe going to all platforms. They are tired of being chained up. Yes, I love it. Next, we gonna have some Xbox quality of life stuff coming through. I'm telling y'all gonna like this. I have these all the time on PC still. Good dude, y'all gonna like this. Making things better. Making things better. Yes. And then they said PC and PSN, we are not mobile. We don't want to make a PSN account to play your games on our PC. Take your shit and go. Don't want it. Please don't want it. Power to the people. Power to the gamers. No GameStop. I love y'all. That's what we talking about. Longhouse, @Gambley/Substitute Viking. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all be easy, man. We're here. Love y'all. Let me see if I can fade it out. I can do it. Let me see. Yeah.
Nope. Hard cut. Was it? I heard a hard cut.
Yeah, it slimmed out. Still playing, I think.
All right.
Oh, well.
That was awesome.
Thank you. So you know how we do when we first start off. We do a little bit what you've been watching, what you've been playing. So Gamsley, I'll throw it to you. Talk to me, brother.
All right. Yeah. No. Oh man. It was a big week for me. Mostly manga, movies, and guilty pleasure games. So I'm in my live service bag at the moment for games. I'm back on the Path of Exile, which is really weird for me because my brother and I have these like game nights together at least twice a week, and we do this funny little thing where we usually try to start a new game every couple of months, and then we have to sell each other a game. So I'll pick a game on Game Pass or something, and he'll pick a game on Steam. And we have to like sell each other it, like to try to get each other to play it with each other. So, he came to me and he's like, "Yo, let's hop on Path of Exile." I'm like, "No, not Path of Exile. Can we?" I'm like, "No, please. How about like Minecraft or something?" He's like, "Fuck that shit. I don't want Minecraft." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I caved in. I'm playing some Path of Exile. I love that game. Are you into Path of Exile? Anyone play that here?
I haven't played it.
Not played.
No? Have you played? Are you fans of Diablo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Man, you guys give it a try. But I know it's daunting at first. There's a lot of layers, but I mean, these guys are hardcore Diablo fans, and they took the rune system and the gem system to times like to 100, and they took the skill trees and the customizations to 1000. So you could be like a paladin mage if you want. Like it's some crazy stuff, crazy combinations going on there. And Path of Exile 2 is coming out next year. It was supposed to come out this year, but Path of Exile 2 is coming out next year, and it just looks insane, guys. It's I believe free to play, so just hop in there, man. It's on Steam. Go check it out. So I've been playing that. I have, I think, 700 hours in that game in total. I'm just tired of it. Please send help.
Yeah, so you went from please not that game to 700 hours.
Yo, well, okay. To be fair, I'm saying please send help because it's 700 hours. All right, because like. At one point, you're like, oh, God, save me, right? At one point, it's like Destiny 2, 700 hours. It was good for 300 or 200, right? The rest was just I'm sitting there and I'm fucking, filling my mouth with nonsense. But yeah, go play that. You can at least get a good 500 hours without getting sick of that game. So
free to play, too. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. They are not aggressive with microtransactions at all. I'm actually quite surprised with it. They've really kept it bare bones. Even in the cosmetic section, it's really not that insane. Like most of the stuff you get is pretty cool and gets you through the game looking pretty beefy and awesome by itself without buying that stuff. So very fair game. Go buy it. It's one of the few gems that do it right. So there's that. There's no battle pass as of right now, I don't think. So yeah, I've been playing that. I've been reading mangas, like I've said. I'm reading Kaiju at the moment, Kaiju 8. If you guys haven't heard of this, the TV show is like blowing up right now. It's getting a lot of views and a lot of praise. It's basically, I'm so sorry. One second.
Yeah, I've actually been wanting to catch that Kaiju 8 anime, though. I've been hearing good stuff about it.
Which platform is it on, actually?
This I don't know.
The anime? I'm not sure either. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's on Crunchy. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not sure.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It's funny because it starts, the main character is this cleanup crew. Like, he goes around to clean up kaiju corpses because Japan gets invaded by these big monsters, kind of like Attack on Titan. They get invaded by these big monsters every few often, and there's specific task force that go wipe them out, and this kid's just like the cleanup crew at one point. And then shit just takes a turn, like Attack on Titan. I think a lot of it is inspired by it. It just bleeds it. But yeah, go check it out. It's really cool.
That's a cool concept. I like that concept, especially for an anime. That sounds like a great starting concept to me. I can see that.
Man, it sounds like another anime that help me out, chat. It's an anime and they're all wearing like green suits and they're having to like fight
Attack on Titan.
No, not Attack on Titan. So like one of the main protagonists, he's like from a different dimension or something like that, and he has like World Trigger.
Oh, that's just tight. Actually, I've seen some of that.
Yeah, World Trigger is heat. It pretty much has a similar premise to that.
Being invaded and things like that. Yeah, that is similar.
Yeah, they tend to like that. I've been on a My Hero Academia like power through as well. I mean, I'm loving some of this stuff here. My Hero is hitting me hard because I'm coming off of The Boys. I think I told you guys last time I was here about The Boys and stuff, and I'm really enjoying it. So to fill that gap, I've jumped into My Hero until it picks up again.
My Hero is good.
My Hero is so fun. It's super fun. Yeah, so I've been on that. And some League of Legends sprinkled here and there, and I've been jumping into some Game Pass games, but I don't have enough time in it this week. So, just junk food at the moment.
Hey, nothing wrong with some junk food. Nova, what about you? What you been watching? What you been playing?
Haven't been watching too much, to be honest. I'm still trying to get back on that Sugar show, man. That show is amazing. Still haven't gotten back on. You know how I am, man. I may watch one episode, be like, oh, this is amazing, and won't come back to it for another 2-3 months. I'm really bad about stuff like that. So
no.
yeah, I'm bad, bro. Like I just have so much stuff going on that it's like, oh, this is great, and then I just squirrel to something else.
Right.
But other than that, no TV shows, but I have still been working on the Minecraft server. I'm done with it.
Congrats.
Thank you. Nice. I've been I spent like 30 to 40 hours trying to get all these mods up, because my oldest, she's about to go off to school, man. So her thing she wanted to for us to keep doing together is Minecraft server. So I was like, I could do that. I could play some video
that's
games.
crazy cool, man.
Yeah.
What did you install? What you got up in there? What did you do?
There's like 170 different mods on that game, bro. So some of them break the other ones, and so on and so forth. So we just been grinding, trying to compile the list of a perfect Minecraft server in her mind. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, well, let me get all the stuff that you want.
My Little Pony in there. And like,
but we got ducklings will spawn in. We got freaking, you can brew some stuff. We got drinks. We got spells. We got some surprises and all kinds of other stuff, bro. Like we got different dimensions. We can go to different planets, bro. Like
that's sick.
I was going crazy on the mods.
Sounds like something I want in Starfield.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? Starfield mods, we need those. Yeah. But besides Minecraft, I tried to get on Dead Island 2 to try that out. A friend of mine wants to get on there and give that a go, but I couldn't find it on the Xbox app. I know it's on cloud, but I couldn't find it on the Xbox app, but I was able to find it in the cloud web app.
It's only cloud. I had the same issue because I think Hargeet was talking about a while back, and I was I went to go find it, and I was like, it's not on here. But I think it's on consoles. It's on console Game Pass, but for PC Game Pass, it's only for cloud. Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I'm right there.
But it wasn't in the cloud gaming piece, because on the Xbox app it has the cloud gaming thing, and you click that and you search what's available in cloud gaming, and it wasn't there. So I'm like, okay, so I just opened up the website, and it was there on that version of the cloud gaming. So I'm like, I'm confused.
Which game is it? Which game are we talking about here again?
This is Dead Island 2. I'm just gonna play it,
Oh,
I wanted to play it too.
I didn't know.
I haven't played it, so I was excited to hear that news. But cloud,
yeah.
Oh my god,
I tried
it's
to play
so
it, man.
Fun. It's so fun.
It seems like a good game. I don't know whether it was my computer, my internet, or what, but I wasn't able to play it at a pretty good frame rate, to be honest. I couldn't even kill the tutorial zombie at the beginning. I had to abort mission, bro.
Dang.
Yeah, I did. But anyway,
that's why the cloud thing is kind of rough for me. It's like, man, it's there, but it's like, and I have good internet. I'm direct connected to everything, and it still has its frame issue. I just know if I had a native, I would get the best game. And so, so I understand.
Exactly. So that's it, man.
Sounds good. For me, been playing. Let me see. I've been playing Valorant, a lot of Valorant still. I've been playing kind of the same games. A lot of Valorant, a lot of Tekken, a lot of Apex Legends, and I think what I'm playing most still is Hades 2, man. I am so close to beating this last boss, man, but I cannot win yet. It's just tough. It's just tough.
Please tell me about Hades 2, because I did the first 2 bosses. I'm freaking in love with it. How does it ramp up after? Like, does it get like, how deep are you in it?
I'm fighting the last boss supposedly, and when I say if you love it now, you're gonna love it. You're gonna keep loving it. That's why I keep playing it. It literally keeps giving you like stuff to do, stuff to see, stuff to level up. I'm still getting new combinations of powers and stuff like that. But I still use the same starting weapon. I could change up the weapons and have a whole different gameplay style, a whole new thing if I wanted to. I'm still enjoying.
The spear is so cool.
Spear is still good. That's what I'm saying. So it's like I am just still enjoy. Like I lose so much that it's almost like Dark Souls. I don't know how I keep taking this punishment, but I get right back to it. It's like just right back on
It's
the
because
planet.
it's so easy. It's so quick. Not
Yeah.
easy like as an easy game. It's easy to just it just loads quickly. You're in and out like
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I
Pause.
think that's
But you know what I mean.
I think that's what it is too, is that it's just really easy for me to pick up and stop. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just going to go and do a run real quick. That's what I think I played before with the show started. I was just like, I'm just going to do a quick run, and I made it to the final boss too. And I'm like, this is such a good run right now. I'm having such a good run. And then I died. I'm like, I wish I could go again, but I need to not, because I need to get ready. But it's so good to have a game like that you can just pick up, and that's why if it was on handheld, it's the perfect handheld game. It's the perfect mobile to go game. It's such a good game. Combat is so fun. It's the leveling up, the lore behind the characters. It's just they keep throwing you little story elements at the perfect times. Like it's just I don't know how they do it, but every time you feel like, man, I'm done, I don't want to play anymore, they give you something else to be like, nah, go ahead and go see what this is about right now, and go, we just add a little something you might want to try. It's good, man. So that's been taking up most of my gaming time. I can't even lie, other than like grinding ranked games and stuff like that. But as far as watching stuff, I haven't been watching too much. I've been watching a lot of Kai Cenat's Elden Ring stream, and he's doing a 100-hour Elden Ring stream, and I've played Elden Ring and I love it. And if you've played Elden Ring, you know what that person is going through. You know what I mean? It's just he's doing a straight 100-hour playthrough of it to beat it. And I'm like, dude, I know everything you're about to go through, and it's just he's going through it, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. That's just you get to see him just progressing through the game and getting better. It's like it just shows you like anyone could pick that game up and be all right for the most part. You just got to die. I think he's on 800 deaths. Last I saw was about 800.
And he just started. Did he just start like the whole thing, like this 100-hour stream? Like this is,
it started like 4. I think he's on day 4 right now.
Yeah, that's
so
the whole.
He's probably
the whole
on
thing
right
about
now.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's like the beginner's look at it, right?
And it's the perfect beginner because he has no Dark Souls experience. Like he plays games, but he doesn't have like that experience. And if you don't, you're gonna go into it and just he died 100 times on the first guy he was fighting. That's what I'm saying. If you can't take that, Elden Ring will kick you out. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's kind of what I've been watching. I'm probably going to continue watching until he's done, because if you've played Elden Ring, you know what that it's PTSD for us, but we love to watch it, so that's kind of what I've been watching and playing for the most part.
I wanted to add, like, the Elden Ring reminds me so much. It's so funny that people like the Souls genre before Elden Ring really did annoy me just a little bit. But then when they implemented the open world and different angles, right, it really gave me old school JRPG sensibilities, where I found myself being like, I can't get through this boss. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run around and grind this, like find some monster that gives me the best XP, and I'm just gonna freaking grind souls out of these toads in the swamp that give me a ton of XP. I'm gonna grind some potions and all that stuff. I'm gonna do all this thing, and then I'm gonna come murder that boss. And I found it's so satisfying. It's just a JRPG at that point, right? You just over level, you go to the boss, you murder him, right? It really, I think that's really what hooked me to the genre Elden Ring, because in Dark Souls and stuff, you could do that, but it gets boring as shit, right? It's like the same hallway, the same enemies, and blah blah blah. It was devastating, but in Elden Ring, they just got that feel.
Elden Ring players are definitely spoiled. I've played Bloodborne. I've played Dark Souls 3. I think those are and Sekiro and things like that. But I've compared Dark Souls 3 compared to Elden Ring is so much easier, because when you're on Dark Souls 3 and you're just playing the game, you don't get to just leave. You don't get to just bounce out and recollect and think and, try to get your mind together and go level up. No, you're stuck in that spot until you beat that boss. Like, you're stuck in that area. You have to learn to tame the area, and that it's straight skill unless there's, exploits you can do, which they allow that too. But, those are limited things sometimes.
Yeah.
But the Elden Ring, just being able to just go around the entire map and play what you want, level up when you want, go back and beat stuff that makes you feel really strong, that troubled you before. It gives you the best sense of feeling strong because you get to come back and you get to come do whatever you want.
Bro,
I
the
agree.
moment you find the mines and you can upgrade your weapons, you're like, oh, oh, this is lovely. And then you find the pattern. You're like, oh, mine here, mine here, mine here. Level. And then you're just slaughtering everything. You're like, oh, man, this is my game, baby. Anyways, it's so satisfying.
So, and then it just comes down to just you and the boss. It's just you and the bosses. It's like you learn those patterns. And when you fail, that's because you messed up. And that's all there is to it. There's no cheating. And sometimes you'll get some cheese. Get as much cheese as you can. Because they're gonna kill you. So
them patterns look crazy, bro. Like I watched you play that. Actually, I watched you play quite a bit of it, and just watching you play it, I'm like, all right, I see the pattern. And then they start doing different shit. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah. Okay. And then the different phases when they get down.
Phase 2 on any Souls game is the worst for any player. It's just like there can't be more. There's not more. There can't be more. It can't get any harder, right?
I swear to God, what's his name with the first boss in the real first boss in Elden Ring, where he has the dragon arm and he starts to use it way more. You're like, oh God, fuck, come on, man, why?
Not more. It's crazy, man. I love that. I was really can't wait for that DLC. I'm actually gonna boot that up pretty soon and make sure I'm okay for DLC and everything, because going to play that for sure. So I guess from here we will start with the topics. Nova, I'll start with yours. Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you. Before we go on to the topic, sir, let me go ahead and throw this up there. Adidas 20 says Gams.
Hey, that white through. Viking to you, bro.
Hey, man. Appreciate the 3 months, man. That's huge, man. It's for the kids.
Thank you.
Usual. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up here, man. Shout out to Paris. Paris stopped by, said, I told you Final Fantasy VII Remake should be on Xbox, and they called me a madman. He said, now look.
Shout out.
Yeah. You know?
Why now?
So, yeah.
Well, you're still a madman, because they kind of did say that 7 is probably staying until the 3rd, right? Isn't that like they did say that, right? In the reports that the remakes were gonna just be PlayStation.
Well, regardless. I know that Integrate is already on Steam, so
right.
Yeah. So
like console, I mean. Okay. Maybe I misread that stuff.
Yeah, because it's already on Steam right now. I know at least Integrate is. But as of Ash Paris from The Verge reported yesterday that the publisher shared plans to increase profits, stating that it will aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy that includes Nintendo platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. The newer releases like forthcoming Vision of Mana are seeing simultaneous releases on Xbox. So they're probably looking like, hey, like if we release this in more places, man, we're getting more bread, you know? So why are we doing this again? So the company hopes that it hopes to bring in hopes that it's bringing its major franchises, including its back catalog, to more platforms, build an environment where more customers can enjoy our titles. Square Enix itself has not shared sales numbers for the game, despite doing so for Final Fantasy 16, 15, and Rebirth's direct predecessor, the remake. We're talking about like the most recent Final Fantasy 7, because we have heard that it hasn't been doing so hot. So it could be contributing to their more want and more need to try to get this to many more people. So Gamsley, I'm going to toss it to you first, man. What do you think about this new news, and are you surprised about this switch?
Yeah, so not surprised at all, because I'm pretty sure I'm on many records saying like, yeah, this is the step, right? I mean, this RPG franchise used to be the biggest franchise in JRPG history. It used to be the biggest, and it got surpassed by what we all in the West and other places, a niche title like Monster Hunter succeeded it. So Monster Hunter Worlds right now is the biggest JRPG, right? or considered the biggest JRPG right now by sheer sales numbers, not by the franchise total numbers, but by a single game standard. So it baffles me when people say, well, oh my God, Final Fantasy, it's not as popular as it once was. Maybe it's an old man game. I'm looking at you, freaking Black Viking, right? An old man game. No, I really think it was just mistreated. I think it was undervalued, and they really went the wrong way here. This franchise is not niche. It is not small. The name is gigantic. And like I said, your big IPs, big IP should be as in multiple places. Anywhere you can put it, you should put it as a third party. You should do that. And Capcom learned that, and Capcom made a niche title in the West a gigantic title with Monster Hunter Worlds. It takes one, The Souls franchise was niche, right? Or small. Let's say small. And it got gigantic with Elden Ring. It takes one title to blow up. And I think that they shot themselves in the foot with 16, because I think 16 would have done really well in the West, and really well on the Xbox, and really well on the PC. With all the hype that game was getting, there was no 7 Rebirth around. It was just like fertile soil for a new Final Fantasy game that looked incredible, that had a great narrative forefront, that was way more fantasy. We love that stuff, like Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, like all this political stuff. Like, it was the hype, dude. It was the time to drop this everywhere. I believe that, and it's ignorant to ignore Nintendo, and they can't anymore, because Nintendo's, the Switch 2 is probably going to be able to put these titles on there. I think they're just smartening up. I think they kicked out their last guy, like their last CEO, out for a reason. I think he made bad deals, locking down the biggest name, which is Final Fantasy VII, for like 3 games or 2 games straight. Like, it's really weird. You're doing some really weird stuff, Square. And I love you, and I'm not just an Xbox fanboy. I'm definitely an Xbox fanboy. I have an Xbox channel, but we also talk many games. We have a PlayStation show, and we have a, multi-gaming show as well. We're going to have a Nintendo show. Like, you need to be everywhere as a third party, guys. And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
no, I'm not surprised at all.
Okay.
All these guys, I said it last show. I said that these guys are looking for growth. If the big 3 are looking for growth, if Sony's trying to look for growth on PC and all these, whatever, of course Square's going to look. They're smaller, guys. They're smaller. They're small people. Like, they're a small company comparatively. They want to grow, and they want to keep growing, not fall.
Yeah.
So.
Or be stagnant, man. Because I did play Final Fantasy.
Stagnant.
16. I have that game, and that game is actually pretty good, man. By the standards, like, I like the fighting system is pretty much borrows from the fighting system from Final Fantasy VII, the action-based fighting system. So it's a pretty good game, man. It definitely would have benefited to get more eyes on it. What you got, games?
Can I shoot one more thing in here? Okay.
Go ahead, man.
So people fight me often because I keep saying, I was like, dude, I used to love Final Fantasy. The direction they're going with the combat, I'm not a big fan of, but I like that they're trying new stuff with their big franchise. I like that. That's one of the things that I like. What I don't like is Final Fantasy 15 being the last one. That's so gigantic numbers. Final Fantasy 15, guys. We're talking like it was 10 years ago that 20 years ago Final Fantasy was selling well. No. Final Fantasy 15 sold extraordinarily well. It sold like upward of 12 million copies. Like that game sold super well, and 15 was meh.
It's super meh.
Was meh. And 16 and 7 are exceptional, and they sold almost nothing. That's not a Square fault. Well, it is a Square fault. It's not a Sony fault or whatever fault. It's Square's fault, because you're supposed to go to those players. They're not going to go to PlayStation, if they're on PC or they're on Xbox. So you go to them. That's my point, and I'm going to end it there.
No, I feel you, man. I'm gonna go ahead and post this in here. Flush says that Final Fantasy 15 is awesome. He said he loved it.
You don't know what you're talking about, all right? Get out of here, Flush. I love you, buddy. Yeah.
I think it was an
fun.
okay game, but the thing that really, really got me was the introduction of having to maintain that vehicle.
Dude, it ran out of gas on me, and I had to walk so far. I was like, "This is what y'all doing?" I get realism, but damn, I have to walk all this no path, nothing. That's where I was like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, they really got. I think they fixed it. I think they had a patch later on to kind of help with some quality of life improvements with that game. Because I never finished that one, dude. Like after a while, I was like, damn, like I'm tired of driving this damn car. The story's pretty cool, but the car riding scene, because that's how they kind of want to like drip you the information from the game. Is
that's a
in the
big
car
part of the game. Yeah, the car is the main character. That's what's
pretty much.
It's your campfire. It's like. Yeah,
which is kind of cool. Look, that is a cool concept.
It was.
It just needs to be dialed back a little bit, I guess. And I don't want to complain because I've never played a game like that, especially Final Fantasy. That's the first time they did that. So, and I know that they put so much effort into the dialogue and the charisma and the chemistry between your guys and all that. And I get it, but like, damn. And then we can't go out at nighttime. Damn, like this car shit is killing me. So.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and one last thing I just remembered as you were talking, and then I'll be quiet and let you guys talk on this one. But like the restructure, like I get it. Final Fantasy is probably the thing that is making the money for the little guys or the little guys to live, and they tried to build too many little guys. They tried to build too much IP and too many different things. I get that, but don't you think you would pull in more money by having this thing everywhere? You know, come on, it's not rocket science, dude. Like you can't stagnate your big franchise. You're supposed to prop it up, you know. But yeah, so I get the restructure. They're doing their thing. I think this is good, a good sign for Square. They're gonna turn up like Capcom. They have the IP, but when we don't know. But this is a good start.
For sure, man. Hey, Scale, you mind if I get to some of the donos, sir?
Go for it.
All right, man. Also, we have Lotus Esprit member for 1 month. Says gang, threw up all the emojis. Appreciate you, Lotus.
Thank you.
Lotus always be. And then they also hooked us up with the $10 super sticker. Appreciate you so much, Lotus.
Thank you.
Huge. All right, man. So Scale, did I get to you or nope. So how do you feel about it?
I think it's good, man. I think it just comes down to strictly the simple facts. It's like we're not making money. Our stuff is over here. Let's move it everywhere. Make money. It kind of just adds up. It makes sense. And I haven't even played 16. I haven't played a good amount of Final Fantasy stuff because it is on like PlayStation. And look, before I go too deep, I am not shitting on PlayStation and Square Enix. That history, when I think of Final Fantasy, when I think of Cloud, the first thing I think of is the PS1 box CD with the disc and a fat CD case that opens up with PS1 and PS2. I think of Titus on Final Fantasy X. Like those things used to go hand in hand. It used to feel so good. Now it's getting to a point to where I don't want to be on your console because of other shit, and y'all are not making the money that y'all need to make. And it's just, you need to be where I'm at. You need to come over here because y'all are getting held back. It's just, I don't like to see it held back. And my thing at the end of all this is that I don't want them staying on that platform to kill them somehow. I don't say they can. I don't think they can be necessarily killed that easily or anything. They're a final boss, but they might be like a mid final boss, like a mid boss. You know what I'm saying? They could get killed if they stay over there not selling their stuff like that. That'd kill anyone. And then it just makes you want to make games like they're gonna make a BR next, Final Fantasy BR, and then it's just getting to the point where it's just we're in a bad spot. But I think that I think it's a good move. I think for the consumer, for the gamers, this is great news. We don't want Square Enix to die. We love the franchise. We love the characters. We just want to play it everywhere. Not only that, I just know I want to play that stuff on my PC at this point. I'm sorry. It's just going to run.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Can
day,
I ask you a quick question?
Go for it.
Do you think that, okay, so obviously Square Enix selling only to PlayStation grows PlayStation. That's how that works, right? It doesn't really grow Square that much. It grows PlayStation. Do you think that Square putting those big titles on PC and Xbox will grow, in turn, help grow those platforms as well, and then overall just grow the gaming community?
I think so.
You think it will help out?
I think
a big player like that?
I think
me
so.
Too. Me too.
Yeah, I think it's just they're just going to grow as a brand at that point. They're not going to be associated. Yeah. They'll just be associated with gaming, not necessarily like a platform. So that's just room for them to grow even more. I feel you can play their stuff anywhere. If anyone gets into Final Fantasy, you know it's a rabbit hole. You start on any of those Final Fantasies, and then you're liable to go play a lot of them shits. Especially if you start from 7, you will go play 8, probably play with Squall. You will go play 9. You will go play 10 and play with Tice. You may stop at 10 too.
Yeah.
You may,
you may
do some online in 11. You know what I'm saying?
You may slow it up.
And then you get to 15 and you're like flush for some reason. You're like, oh my god, it's amazing. But yeah,
but
some people liked it. So 10 million.
But the fact that it's not out everywhere is like, it's just slowing them up. It's missing opportunity. And I know PC, we will take them games, especially if they're on sale, baby. It's a wrap. They're going to pick those bundles up so quick, man. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be great. So I think it's overall a great move, man. Love to see it. Sony needs to, I don't want to say get together, but damn, this hurts Sony for sure. It's just as a brand, because if you've seen like Sony and you look at all their stuff, you're definitely going to see Cloud on their mascot list. Like it's almost hands down, because that's one of their biggest characters. And that friend, you're back when it was Square Soft. You know what I'm saying? You liable to see Square and Sony. It was cool like that. More than cool. They were damn near married, but now. Yeah. They just not making bread. You're not treating her right. So she's like looking for the open relationship, as they say.
Yes, trying to move around a little bit.
Yeah, I really think I'm convinced I read something today, or I don't know, but I'm convinced we're seeing 16 and not 7. I'm so convinced that they're going to try to keep Cloud to themselves for as long as they possibly can until the whatever expiration date of their deal, was made. I'm so certain of it. I'm so sure. That might be in like 4 years, man. 5 years.
Even then, that's still okay. Get your last little bit of Cloud out that you can. But he's on the way out, bucko. It's like, and not only that, you could get us ready by giving us every other Final Fantasy. And not anything with Cloud. You know what I mean? We'll take everything. That's
hell yeah, man.
Know everything. So
I want 16 on my Legion Go. All right, that's all I want.
I want to just play. I want to play 16. I have a PS5, but like I said, I just don't be on it like that. It's just not where my people are at. It's just I don't have any friends on there. I play that for solo stuff, but like it's getting to a point to where that is stuff I want. Those games I'd like to play on my PC. They're just strong games too. So try to get that frame rate.
I think that this gives the gamers like us the perfect opportunity to play the games that you love wherever you want to specifically play the games, man. But I'm gonna ask you this one, Skell. Do you think that Square Enix will open a store in the future? Because I think they have an amazing backlog, man. So like, we saw, you said no. You said no. Gamsley said no.
It's a graveyard on PC, bro. You go up against Steam, people are like yelling they're jumping off the roofs and shit. It's a fucking graveyard, dude.
So that's what you mean? Is
I don't know.
Client and store up and pretty much.
Yeah.
I think they make a good case, because I think Final Fantasy 14, their MMO, will help them with that. If you can only play and just make sure you go through their kind of thing, and then if you're getting all the deals,
they tried that. They bent the knee. They bent the knee to Steam, right? They did their own launcher.
Hey,
yes,
Steam is a titan.
They did their own launcher to launch that game, and it was terrifying. And then to find new players, they went on Steam, and then it just blew up.
I ain't gonna lie. I did not
It
like
is
the
blue.
I did not like the launcher
Yeah.
system, the service. I didn't like. I hate when I was so overwhelmed getting on, like, because you have to go on the browser shit, and I was just like, bro, I'm so overwhelmed right now with this stuff. I don't know if I'm signing up for the right thing. I don't know. This just doesn't look. I'm not. It's old school MMOs like sign up shit, and I'm just not used to that because I didn't have a PC growing up. So I was just like, man. But I do. I don't know. It would be tough, but I also would not mind. They have the backlog. They have a lot of shit. Like they have they'd have a solid storefront and everything like that. I think Steam is just killing too much though, and I'm kind of one
On
of them
PC
too.
specifically,
On
yeah.
PC
Steam,
specifically,
man,
yeah.
look at what Epic's doing, right? They're shooting like billions of dollars on their store, and nobody cares.
You're right.
Nobody gives a shit.
The only thing I care about on the Epic is when they give out free games, and I get on for that.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. I feel you because I am big into my Steam library and just Steam community now, especially because I didn't grow up with Steam and stuff. So I'm all into it. I'm also the type who doesn't like multiple clients. So I'm also understand. But I think the Final Fantasy, maybe the true fan base would like that stuff though. I think it'd be for your question. I think it'd be tough, but I think they could do it. But I think it's tough going against Steam. But they do have the back. So I don't know. I guess I'm in the middle. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they can easily just release all of their content and their IPs on all these other different platforms, and it'll be cool, and we'll all love it. And hopefully they'll release some of the older stuff like Chrono Trigger and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm a fan. They haven't hit it out the park for me every single time with every game. So, and I know they can't keep taking these lumps like this, and only have their new games coming out on one platform. It's not sustainable for them in the future. And since I grew up with Square Soft / Square Enix, you know what I mean? I would love to see them keep going for the next generations of gamers to give them the same stuff that I like. It's mostly about me, I think. I think is it just me? Just thinking about me?
Yeah, we know that Japan has a really big PC fan base coming up right now. Like we know that, right? PC is blowing up in Japan more than it ever has because Sony has seemed to backpedal on the things they like, right? They don't really enjoy those big blockbuster like action games as much as we do. They like those strategy RPGs and JRPGs, etc. They like that style. So Sony seems to be backpedaling on that. So they only have Nintendo, right? And that's what they're enjoying. But a lot of them are buying PCs now because they're realizing, oh my God, PC. Yeah, look at these handhelds. Look at Steam Deck. Look at this. Look at that. They're getting into the Steam library. So maybe like if they open, a Square Enix store on PC first in Japan to feel the water, why not? Because Steam can't be as popular. I don't think Steam is as popular there as it is here. I don't know the numbers. I'm just, fucking going off of what I've been hearing from friends in Japan.
Tokyo Trade said that Square has their own stores in Japan. So the Steam has its own store in Japan? Huh?
You be quiet. But it's true. Like I do have during my Taekwondo like athletic career, that's what I do. I coach Taekwondo as well. I made a ton of Japanese friends, and I talk to them constantly. I even play with them as much as I could, and they're like, yeah, they're barely, they're on PC a lot right now, and it's interesting to see. But anyway, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe in Japan first, but in the West, it's gonna, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with anything, man. As long as more people get to play Final Fantasy, I'm cool, man. I'm a fan
for sure.
So yeah, as a fan, I'm happy to see it go as many places as it can.
Absolutely, man. I'm actually really happy about it too, man. I can't even lie. It just I don't want a game or a whole brand to be shut down. I've known Square for all my life. It feels like, you know what I mean. Like,
does Square go to Xbox in June? Do we see 16?
Ooh,
probably
do we see 16
not.
there? Middle of the show, pop.
Messy.
Yeah, like they did in that little partner showcase where they like dropped mana, right?
Visions of Mana.
They do it in the middle just to be like, bam, Square Enix games, and it's just like a few of them, and one of them at the end is like 16, and you see like the music and him and man, if it pops up.
As a fan, I would love to see it, but for it actually happening, I don't think so.
Yeah. And the way they're trying to get their stuff out to multi-platform, that'd be crazy to do that so quick too. That I don't wrong. I like chaos and mess. So like all from the sidelines. So like I would love to see that go off. And as a gamer, that's good for me no matter what. So
yeah. And that's the only reason why I'm saying that it's probably not gonna happen, because it's just so quick. Like it feels like they went from being like exclusive to, hey, you know what? We need to start doing this. And this is like what, this month, maybe last month, and June is next month. So maybe next year.
Maybe. Y'all got anything else on that, or do y'all want to move on? How y'all feeling?
I'll just finish with like I want Square to grow just like you, Skellington. Like I want Square to grow, and I know I'm messing sometimes. Most of the time, I know I do the Boom Show too. I'm a little messy on Boom Show, but like I truly want this company to grow. These guys are my heart. My God, the first time I popped up on this podcast, I was playing, the original Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3 collection, etc. Like I'm a big Square fan. I want to see them thrive, and I think they can do it because they're powerful and they make good games. They've been making good games. They just need more exposure in a changing market. So that's all I gotta say.
Love it, man. I agree to you. We just want we're all gamers here, and we just want these games to succeed and these brands to get the recognition they deserve. So
definitely.
Let me pop this up. Gang, fellas. Anyong. Member for
Appreciate
1 month.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate you bringing that up. I was trying to bring up the participants, and it's tripping out. So we will go on.
People in here.
Shout out to the 80 people in here. Thank you for watching. And if you guys don't know, when you donate to us, we are actually donating to our local Boys and Girls Club. We're halfway to our goal. Thank you for everyone who's donated already. But every donation from here to the end of the year will go to them. We're doing it for them. Appreciate y'all. So I guess we'll go on to the next topic. Talk about some Xbox stuff. So Xbox Insider Update could make downloading future updates easier. This one's pretty simple, y'all, but I don't think you realize how I'd be struggling with this stuff even on PC, but let's just get into it. Microsoft is preparing to roll out a new update for Xbox console owners, one which might improve the experience of updating an installed game on the Xbox Series X or S. The Xbox console update is being tested via Microsoft's Xbox Insider program. The latest Xbox update, I'm going to say update a lot on this. Sorry, y'all. The latest Xbox console update might make the experience of managing a game's updates a little more convenient for the owners. According to a post from the Xbox support page, Microsoft is testing a new update that will introduce pre-downloading game updates or downloading of a majority of an installed game's file and data to a player's hardware before that data is officially released and usable. This will allow games that support the feature to download necessary files early. Then players can immediately install updates on release day and more quickly begin playing. Look, man, before I go on, I'm just going to say there is nothing like expecting to play a game after a big update and you don't get to play because it takes hours to install that update, varying on your speeds. I'm going to continue. These updates may include, they may include periodic updates to live service titles like Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2, but the first game that will support update preloading is Sea of Thieves via the game's own insider program. Gamsley, I will start with you. What are your initial thoughts on the Xbox update?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought this existed already.
You would think that.
I was like, what the hell?
Places.
Yeah.
I was like, what? This is, my God, it feels like it's been on PC for like 5 million years.
Right.
I'm a huge WoW player, right? In the day, this seems like something WoW has been doing for like a decade. But yeah, like being able to download in the background and play at the same time, all that stuff. Yeah, initial thoughts is wow, okay, that's happening, and hurry the fuck up was my second reaction. Sorry for the swears, but yeah, I don't really have yeah. I mean, more features, the better. Keep, how Microsoft is with updaters and all that stuff. They're a little messy with this stuff, honestly. I think with Xbox and PC's end of updates, they've been extremely messy and slow and weird, and they always let you know it's happening. It's always in your face. I don't really like that stuff, and that's part of the reason why consoles are so great. It just happens. You get to do your thing. You never have to worry about anything, and this should be a thing. So good on them for making it a thing finally. Yeah. That's all I got.
I'm right there with you. It's about time. Nova, what about you? What do you think on Xbox's update?
I had the same reaction as Gamsley. I was like, there's no way this doesn't already exist, man, because I'm so used to it being a thing. Like on Steam, it's a thing. I think even the PlayStation has an auto download feature to where it'll download your games like within a day or two of the release of the game. Because we've all been there, man, to where you go buy a brand new game and you ready to play it and you pop the disc in and day one patch. Or yeah, horrible. Or the games are like themselves are getting up to 500 gigs. So if you wanted to download a new Call of Duty on launch day, if you don't have fiber, you're going to be sitting there for quite some time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good look that they decided to finally add this feature, man. This is something that's been around for a while. So for me also, on the second note, why are they only releasing this in the Insider program, man? I feel like this is a basic feature and functionality that everybody should have, bro. Like, why are you testing it? Like, for what? Like,
I don't know what's been going on, but since that's what I thought they had it too, man. I that's the thing. I haven't been on consoles in a while because I'm just on PC mostly, but like, I thought this was a thing already. When I saw this, I was like, this hasn't happened, dude. Because I'm telling you, when I have like updates on my computer, like say for example, Apex. I have that game sometime and a big update to come out. This just happened to me, but it didn't download the update. So now when I want to play that shit, I had to go through that whole process. Yep. That shit's like 70 gigs. So like drove me for an update though. I mean, that's just, it seems crazy, bro. And it takes forever when you want to play immediately. So when I saw this, I was like, damn, man, they didn't have this whole time. Dang, I thought this was a thing for everyone. I'm spoiled. Didn't know.
Yeah, I thought that this was like this whole entire generation of PC and like consoles had all of this. I thought, but hey, man, nope. I was wrong in this one. Man, nope. To be honest, crazy,
surprise,
man. Surprise, you missing shit,
man. That's what I just said this is good news, and hopefully it's something that's gearing up for their next generation of stuff, man. It's like I don't understand how this wasn't a thing, but maybe they needed to have auto update. Maybe this is a whole system that's taking place for some handheld business. That's what I'm looking at. Maybe they're getting all their ducks in a row.
I'm super excited, guys. Like going into that topic of like new hardware ideas and stuff like that. When I said they might even just, I think I said on this show where I was like, man, they might go like a very big PC route where they teach us that every year you could get something more powerful or upgraded or interesting, right? Just like the PC space and Surfaces and Apple laptops and stuff like that. I'm super excited for that era Xbox, and I can't wait to see what they do with all of this, because clearly they're all gaming vehicles, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo, are going towards the same crossroads, but taking a different detour to it. And this is, I feel like Xbox is in a unique position to really turn left when everybody's going right or straight. And I think this is their turn left, where they're just gonna broaden the reach on all devices, and they're all going the same way, just in different ways. They're all going to the same street, the same crossroad. Nintendo with their ideas, PlayStation with their ideas with movies and all that stuff, and Xbox with their service ideas, and and devices. So they're going to teach us one way or another and we'll see where they take us. But yeah, good update.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's kind of all I wanted to. I feel like this is a serious quality of life thing. I just didn't know that they didn't have this. I say they, like I don't have a console, so I guess I'm not included an Xbox console. But dude, I just thought this was normal. I was perplexed.
How dare
So
you not have a little guy, a Series S? How dare you? It's so
I
cute. They got a little screen with it if you want to buy one of those. It's so cool. It's such a dynamic console, man. It's so good.
It would be if
So
I
good.
didn't have a PC, I'd have a use for it. I just don't literally have a
Same.
use for it.
Just shoot out your PC. You know what I mean? Shoot it out.
Hey,
Downgrade.
go back a little bit. That's what I could do. But I guess we'll go on to the next topic from here. Let's see. I can't recall if you can kick off updates from the app on the phone. Maybe. See, you know what's crazy? That's what I thought through the Xbox app and stuff like that. You could do like pre-download stuff, do all these things. I was mistaken. Like, I guess I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could remote download games and stuff. I know that for sure.
if you could do games, you should be able to do updates. I don't understand.
Mhm.
I don't.
Yeah,
But
I
that's-
agree.
And they probably only limit it to games that's already out too. So they just probably don't let you preload. I think what this article is specifically talking about was just letting you preload the game so you can play it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thought it was a thing, man. Glad it is. So I guess we will move on to the next topic, and I will toss it to you, Nova. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's trouble out here in these streets, man. Steam, Epic, and Green Man Gaming are reportedly canceling and refunding pre-orders of the PC port of Ghost of Tsushima for buyers who live in over 170 countries without PlayStation Network access, reports Eurogamer. I even saw in the chat earlier that some people said that now it's up to like 180 countries that don't have access to PlayStation Network, which I did not know was a thing, to be honest. I thought that, and this may be just be me just being like in a position to where everybody around me has network capabilities, right? So this is probably calling out on my ignorance at the moment. But it says that despite the fact that arguably the most important part of the game would still be playable without the without the PlayStation Network account linking, which is just specifically the multiplayer aspect of the game. So they said that you could play the other portion of the game without PlayStation Network, PSN, but this one, hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. But which is crazy because I'm surprised that they went with this. Helldivers 2 had this same issue not too long ago. After the release of Helldivers 2, they were like, well, since we got all these people on here, let's try to see if we can get people to sign on to their PlayStation networks. And the people who already got it, I think they said May 6th was the last, May 6th. From then on, if you were to start Helldivers 2, you're going to have to use the PSN. And then I think they gave to the beginning of June or something like that, beginning or middle of June, for the remainder people who already have been playing it to then switch over and transition over to a PSN. But that gave them a huge backlash, and people start going to Steam and review bombing them to overwhelmingly negative.
Crazy.
So yeah. So Gamsley, I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about PlayStation requiring a PlayStation Network specifically for the multiplayer aspect of the game?
Well, it's crazy. When all this was going on, I think this was one of the most interesting thing, like the X sphere has taught, like us influencers or some YouTubers and other people on the internet. This was interesting because it really did something good, right? It brought light, like these little wars going on in X brought light to this specific problem where it was just like so random, right? It was like, what the hell? People don't actually have access to PSN accounts throughout all these countries. It was so weird and shocking to me. So this is good that it's in the light and it's been shown and Sony is now paying attention to it and they know we're paying attention to it, which this is really good stuff for us to push, right? And to advocate for those countries to get access to whatever accounts they need, or maybe networks, whatever, or push Sony towards that infrastructure. But yeah, when the Helldivers thing was happening, which was the funniest thing to me, I kind of knew. I was like, man, what's going to happen with Ghost of Tsushima, right? If there's this much pushback already on this thing, what's going to happen with Ghost? And I told the panel, I was like, man, if they would have just got ahead of it, right? If they would have just said, look, guys, PSN, you're going to have to log in to play this on Steam. And by the way, that's why I'm so skeptical about Steam players going to PlayStation stores and Square Enix stores, because this exact thing, they're hardcore. I was like, all they had to do was just be upfront and say what they were going to do with Ghost of Tsushima to Helldivers, right? And it would all have been avoided. If they just said, hey, you get trophy support by doing this, you get this interface by doing this, and you also get this other stuff, connecting with friends and all this stuff, and then they kind of hide it and disguise it like that, it would have went good. But Helldivers actually put light on it. So people were like, oh shit, our Ghost game, like Ghost of Tsushima, like what's going to happen to these other countries or these other places? What's going to happen? And I think this is Sony being like, oh crap, we can't have a Helldivers 2 thing happen again. So let's get ahead of it and be like, yeah, these places, you can't do it, or cancel it now, or whatever. Like they're just getting in front of the chaos here. I think it's a good move from them, specifically, because this stuff takes time to correct and fix. A little bit con artisty, but it's business, and it's something that's gonna happen or have to happen eventually. And Microsoft has the same problems in certain areas too. So I don't know. I'm shocked by this stuff. Really, the whole thing, everything. I'm gonna let you guys talk, and I'll jump in with more thought later, because that's how I work. But yeah.
No, definitely, man, definitely. Before I toss it to you, Scale, let me go ahead and throw this on the screen, man. Tokyo Trey said, anything about Japan, holla at me. I got you. Squad. Yeah. Tokyo Trey, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to their streams too. Go check those guys out.
Lucky You Japan, I believe it's called. All right. Heck yeah. Sappho. Thoughts on Square's Western and European arms getting hit with the bulk of layoffs. Sorry I got here late. Ooh. Wow. Now this one's huge, because I think here in the West, maybe it's not. I don't feel like Square has as big of a presence, maybe, because have you ever seen a Square store ever anywhere here in America? Like ever?
Nah, it's not that popular like that. I don't believe.
No, yeah. This, I think. Are we talking about Sappho's comment here?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I think they're talking about, what do we think about, like, Square shuttering some Western studio, like the teams in the Western, like, studios and all that stuff, like trimming the fat of studios. I think that's what they're talking about. Yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm speaking on too, because like say for instance, if they have a strong like Japanese presence, right, that would be the last place that you would probably shutter and have a ton of layoffs. If you have a solid presence in Japan right now, it would be the last place. So yeah. That's where I was trying to get. What do
can
you
we
have,
actually put aside? Can we put this one aside after we do the other? Like we continue the topic, because I think this is this we could go long on. I think.
Okay.
Or do you want to just answer right now?
Nah. Well, we can keep it for later if you want to. If you want to,
yeah,
talk
let's
about
keep
it
that for later. Zaffo, if you could stay here a little bit longer, we'll deep dive into that one, because that's cool. That's a cool question.
That is cool.
Definitely. But no, I just wanted to get to that really, really quick. But did you have anything else that you wanted to say, Gamsley? On the
no, I'm gonna let you guys talk on it, because I again, that's just how I work. I get my thoughts cleaned up. But yeah, this is sure. I like that it's in the light. It's weird, and I'm sad that people don't get to actually, get to play this game because of weird things. But yeah, at least the light is shown on the tactics here. So yeah, quick
Like
pivot for
Skellington.
Sony and to get ahead of everything, and that's it. That's all I got
Definitely.
for now.
So what do you have on this the PlayStation being necessary for the multiplayer aspect of the game, Skell?
I think it's my thing is for me at least when it comes to Ghost, that single player is most important. So if I don't need it to play that single player, I'm gonna be all right. That multiplayer I could care less about. The best part of Ghost is the single player. That's so the game can be played, I guess. But I understand. Look, it's kind of wild. Okay, so let me start at PlayStation first because of the Helldivers thing. They tried this already. It's crazy that they would do this again. It's like, bro, you guys caused the shit to low-key hit the fan. And I gotta say this too. Power to the fucking people. Because, dude, I love that our words are being heard. This is the best part about this is that we complain. We don't want these things, and they're having to change it up. Or what are we going to do? We're going to review bomb your shit. How about that? If it's for the wrong type of thing.
Yeah.
Vicious. But it was a good review bomb, right?
Yeah.
That's where the like it spoke Steam. They review bombed it so badly and brought up valid points that Steam was like, yeah, it's them, you know. Like, yeah, we'll give you the refund. And then when money takes a hit, right, that's where people move, right? So good on us. Good on us. Yeah. And good on Steam too. Good on them.
Yeah. It seems like that's like the course of action for gamers these days, because you saw how people also positively review bombed Hi-Fi Rush too, just to kind of show how much they liked it too. So they're doing it on both sides of the table, man. So it's really cool.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just at the biggest point to me with this was just like I've been saying all year, 2024 is a year of exposure. You're getting called out. The light is shining on the dark this year. So y'all are not getting away with that shit. And I love it. It's like they could just imagine if we didn't get to say anything. All this would just be happening. It would just be happening. Period.
The dark, yeah.
In the dark. We would just obey and go along with it, man. So the biggest point from this is just power to the people, man. Our voice we're the one playing the games. Why are you trying to hoe us? We understand that business is business, dude, but y'all are trying to, and like Gamsey was saying, you got to make it a little bit more clear about why I'm signing up for your account too. It's like, so I'm getting trophies, I'm getting this, and I'm getting, all these things. You got to like make me want that stuff. Don't just say it's required. That's ugly. Like that's just you're not getting me with that, man. I'll be doing research for the podcast all the time, and I get on some websites, they want me to sign up. I'm like, I'm not signing up. That's just nobody.
Yeah, give me your number and social insurance number and credit card. I know.
A vial of your blood, all that. Lock your hair.
I'm not doing it. We're already subscribed out, especially let alone if I don't have nothing to do with PlayStation, like I don't have friends, I don't have any ties to them, I don't have a console, I don't have friends with that console, I have no reason to want that account. I don't want that. But if it comes down to me wanting to play that multiplayer and I have to make an account, you could even entice me with saying that you need an account for multiplayer, because I could get that as far as that's how it used to be for multiplayer in general. You need Xbox Live to play multiplayer. Got it. Cool. I'll pay or sign up and I'll get multiplayer. Otherwise, playing single player and we're good to go. But that was kind of like the craziest little part of it to me was the audacity. It's like you guys are really doing everything that's just not looking good. It's not looking good. Y'all are trying us, and that's why it's like Sony. We understand you guys are kind of hurting, but y'all are trying to throw it in our face, making us hate y'all. We don't make us hate y'all. That ain't it. So
yeah, they want complete control, right? That's what happens when, first off, like with the Helldivers 2 situation, I'm convinced they didn't give a crap about that game. And that's why they didn't bake in all this stuff at first, right? Yeah. And they didn't give a crap. They didn't think it was going to hit. They were like, eh. And then it hit, and they're like, ownership, right? And then like, data. We could use this for data. It's the most successful game. So it just that's what these companies drive on, data. They're data driven, and they want this stuff. And the disguise is being like, yeah, you could talk to your friends, and here's trophies, and here's this, and nah, man, you just want to bolster your numbers, sell it to your shareholders, do this. it's standard business stuff, and Microsoft does it in their own way too. And it's great that we caught them on it, and they're getting the kick in the balls, you know.
That's the best part, man. You gotta take accountability, dude. Don't try us and then just act like everything is cool when we complain about it. No, y'all need to feel that we were not cool. We see what y'all are trying to do. Please don't try it again, or try again, but you gotta sauce it up, because we're not liking that, man. And I love, from the UK petitions, from everything going on in gaming, like everything is being so exposed. Like at the end of the day, they're making these products for us. You know what I'm saying? So for them to try to, we feed them, kind of, you know what I mean? Should try to treat us right. Don't try to hoe us, man. And it's not it.
I threw something on the screen there for you, Gamsley. Flesh said, also 90% of Helldiver 2 was bootstrapped by PC gamers, and then after it was a hit, PlayStation 5's players started to adopt it. Otherwise, it should have been Foam Stars 2.0.
Yeah, dude. Like, no, he's spot on. He's spot on. It's crazy stuff. It's really crazy stuff. It's so weird. Look, Sony, if anyone, probably not, but if any dude from Sony's listening to this, even if you're a random dude, if Helldivers 2 has taught you anything, it better be that people like when you get strange and weird, and you get fun, and you get interesting, you know? Stop going 5 million miles per hour on big budget, weird, cinema games. Like, sometimes Helldivers does deserve a big shout. So maybe you should support it day one all the way and put your foot on the pedal instead of fucking half pedaling and being jerks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
yeah. I think it's pretty crazy also that the success of Helldivers, just from if it wasn't on PC, it wouldn't have succeeded like that. Let's just all be real. It would not have succeeded like that. If I was not expecting a game to boom off like that, and it boomed off through the help of PC, I am going to treat these PC guys and gals and them the best way I can. I'm trying to feed them. I'm trying to give them. I'm not trying to. I don't want them mad at me ever. Like that success was legendary, literally. Like their charts was second most played ever, right, on Steam.
Yeah,
dude, and it came out of nowhere, bro.
12 million, and it's the biggest, fastest selling right now at the moment, right, for Sony. Period. And that's crazy. And you got the Sony guys like screaming off rooftops, "Yeah, PC don't deserve it. Lock it to PlayStation." And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And also, may I just say, Ghost of Tsushima deserves the same respect. So don't fuck it up.
Ghost deserves,
Ghost is really good, and it deserves all the success that all these studios have gotten. So,
go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like that's probably why they decided to go ahead and bake it in from day one on this specific game, because they know the ability that it'll have to succeed.
That's true. They saw they missed out at first, and they were like, "Oh, we got to get it on this one. We know it's gonna boom off, and it is gonna boom off." That's the thing, but don't do it at the player's expense, though, man. That is just not. We'll talk about it now, and if they pull some more shit, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna review bomb it. I love that shit. Ghost can be.
We're gonna review bomb it.
Dude, that game could be as good as it wants to be, but if those reviews don't stack the way, it's not gonna. Dude, that is the biggest deterrent ever to buying anything. I know if I get on Steam and I just looking through games and I see that overwhelmingly positive, I'm like, oh, what is this? That shit gotta be nice.
Yeah.
If I see that negative in the red, stay away, far away. I don't care what's going on.
It makes me laugh because. It makes me laugh because I was just like, man, I put in like 200 hours in Helldivers 2, but I'm going to just refund it. And just to spite refund it. Just like, no, I hate you. I'll get my money back. Anyways, it's so
That's
funny.
another thing too. The refund process. Like they're not.
Yeah.
I love that. I had that
Steam was baller with that, dude. Steam was baller. They're like, we don't care. It's their fault. It's them.
I did not grow up getting refunds on video games. That was not a thing. You try to take that game back, you're not getting the full price back, and you're not even not even close. So the fact that we're getting refunds on stuff, especially when it's their fault on things like just games coming out bad, incomplete, Cyberpunk, all these, just that process is such power to the gamers that I can't ask for much more. I love it.
People had like 800 hours in Helldivers 2 and they refunded it. That's fucking nuts.
Crazy.
It's like winning the lottery, dude. It's like, oh, cool, 800 hours. You have a bunch of fun. You're done with it anyway. You're like, okay, I guess outrage.
It was such an outrage, though. That's sweet. Yeah. It's like, look, even your players that want, that's what makes it even worse, is that people that even like the game will still like do this to spite you out of trying to hold the players. It's like, I don't care how much I like this, I can't support this. I don't care. It's the same way if Chick-fil-A was racist, could not support you. I'm sorry, I just can't. No matter how much I love it, you know, I just can't. I say that I can't. I'm joking. I'm not. But it's like
it's that food is so good. I know why you said it like that.
It's
bro, that Cobb salad be hitting the spicy chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
I don't believe you. You're going to Chick-fil-A no matter what, bro.
That's fair. That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I mean, though. It's like it's no matter how much I like it, I can always choose to not support. So same thing. We're getting that in gaming now, and I love it. Yeah. So
just like Michael Jackson, you know what I mean?
Hey, yeah.
That was a Mike joke. That was that. I take that Mike joke back. I love Michael Jackson. I take it back.
Mike caught a stray.
Oh shit.
But yeah. So guess we can bring up. You got anything else? All right. Did you get your take on it, Nova?
Actually, no, I didn't just yet. So I will say, man, I feel like this type of stuff is around all the time. Like, for instance, I went and tried to play Far Cry 5 earlier, and the first thing Ubisoft Connect did pop up and was like, bro, you know what you're gonna have to do. So I feel like this is kind of like standard practice. I can understand why people are upset about like the Helldivers 2 thing, because that later on they was like, yo, actually, come on through and sign up, right? And that does feel very slimy, but to me it feels like kind of standard, because you guys have signed up for signing into linking accounts, right? It happens all the time. So
with Microsoft constantly, right?
Oh, right. That's the only one.
Mostly.
Yeah, Ubisoft Connect. It's only, but to play fair, I'm signing up to these things to play games for free for the most part. So that's why I'm enticed to sign up, because I'm not paying full price for the game.
Okay. So if the game itself was like at a discounted rate or whatnot, Scale, you think that you would it wouldn't be that big of a deal? Because for me, I feel like I'm in the middle, right? I can see why Helldivers 2 was crazy, how the response was.
Yeah.
This one with Ghost of Tsushima only on like a specific part. But if you're in those 170 to 180 countries, obviously this is going to affect you because there's an aspect of the game that you can't play. But does it it should still affect those same people though, right? In these types of things. I don't even know why some of these PSNs can't even go to some of these countries. Is it a lack of internet? Is it a lack of corporate things that's going on? Is it policy?
Yeah, it's policies and also like infrastructure, like internet infrastructure to these places, which are legit concerns and legit things that are hard to get around. Like some of the countries on Helldivers 2 did have access, let's say, for instance, did have access to, let's say, PSN servers, but through weird policies, right? Through weird outlets. So yeah, it's not black and white. It's very complex, and I understand, and they understand. But since we, the public, know about it now, we're gonna make them not we're not going to make it easy for them, right? Because we want more players, we want more friends, we want people to play those games. So we're going to be loud, and we also are console warriors. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, that's it.
My thing about having to sign up for an account would be, my biggest concern would honestly be multiplayer access, because you really don't need a reason. But I understand also, if it's policies, that's definitely not a black and white thing. That comes down to much more than I could even fathom, to be honest. I don't even know why they don't have access. Could be something out of pocket. I don't know. So when it comes to that, I'm not sure. But if it's for this your typical kind of gamer who just wants to choose whether to play or not to play, I think actually going to your point of, would I be turned away if it was like at a discounted price and things like that? I'd like to say that this would not turn me away if I'm super stoked on the game no matter what. You know what I mean? I think that this would have, if this didn't happen on the Helldivers thing, if they didn't slip up and do it later, if they would have had this just on initial install, you have to sign for a PSN account, I'm pretty sure people just would have signed up and blew all over. They would not have cared about signing up. We sign up for accounts all the time, you know what I mean? And I guess like having you sign up for their account gives you access to, it's maybe a server thing, you know what I'm saying? So all of them can play on the same kind of thing. And I can understand that too, but it's like, they're not saying those things. They're not, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, if y'all would just come out and say that's the reason for it, then okay. But also, like y'all are saying, it could be a policy thing, and that is different.
Yeah, Flush says, listen, even Microsoft has a small list of countries where it's government policy in terms of commerce. He said this isn't what Sony has going on though. So I don't know.
Damn.
in some places, Flush, it is in some areas, yes. In others, you're right. It's on them, right? And it should be on them to spend the money and go get that stuff. Go to those places, go to where those gamers are. Yeah, that I agree. There's no reason you're a $1 billion company, go to players, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Restricting access is just, unless it's some big government thing, restricting access it hose you. Why are you restricting anyone from playing your game? It's you're not helping yourself that way. I don't know. So
maybe they can't get servers into those areas for people to have like a good connection or something. Maybe, I don't know.
And I understand that. If you're not playing this on a stable imagine you trying to play fucking fighters and you can't play on a stable connection, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be fun.
Or shooters.
My god, everybody's just playing like it's online Nintendo stuff. Imagine fucking online service for Nintendo's crazy, dude.
I hate playing online games on Nintendo, man. I still to this day, it's horrible. I do not get it,
dude. It's Smash Brothers like tournaments, and you're like fucking like this every 3 seconds.
Rubber banding. Oh my god.
Rubber banding. The fact that someone console fucking powers down, that it shuts the whole thing down. It's like golly, man. And then you can't even have a headset without using an app now and stuff like that. It's like, how do y'all not have all this stuff already? I've been paying y'all $60 per game forever now. No discounts. It's like it's odd, man. But
3-bit. I'm pretty sure Ghost of Tsushima, it's almost the same thing where they would not even have access to certain things, so that's why they're giving the refunds right away on the pre-orders. I think it's the same with Ghost. Anyway, I could be wrong, but
the refunds back. I seen that's what Steam messages were sending out there. I think what they say, you're receiving a refund for a game you pre-purchased. Ghost of Tsushima, the publisher of this game, is now requiring a secondary account to play a portion of this game. This account cannot be created from your country. That's what Steam is sending to their players. So it's just
the only difference here is that they're actually getting in front of the messaging because they saw the Helldivers 2 backlash, right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to get in front of it. But yeah, it's rough. It's weird.
It is very rough.
Throw this one on the screen for you, Gamsley.
Hey.
Oh man.
It's always good to see Gamsley.
Just for you.
Yes, sir.
You like that? That was weird. Don't do that. I love you, Nova.
Definitely. That's dope.
All right.
So
Thanks,
we can
man.
go ahead and toss it back to this last question, Gamsley. You said you got a couple extra things you wanted to say.
Yeah. How long do you guys usually go for?
Got about another
Like-
35.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Thoughts on the Square, Western and European arms getting hit with bulk of layoffs? Yeah. So, this is happening everywhere, right? Like, Microsoft is taking huge hits. They're closing studios. PlayStation closed studios, and they're also, they trimmed some fat. EA, I mean, even tons of little companies that we're not talking about because it's so overwhelming at one point, right? You go to gameindustry.biz, you could see, I mean, tons of mini studios going through the same thing. Like, they're reporting on heavy layoffs literally everywhere, and economically every place is taking a hit. And people have seen the market crash 5 years ago, right? They've been predicting it, they've been seeing it, they've been yelling out on rooftops. The COVID hastened everything. Like, COVID really fucked up some shit, sorry for the language, really kicked the shit out of people. Supply chains, all that stuff. I mean, interest rates are going flying up. It's harder to get starting groups up. Debt is just through the roof. When we talked about this stuff, and the Earth Defense Force of Xbox went out there to defend basically everything Xbox is doing, there's some truth in it. That's why it's easy to believe, because everyone's taking a hit, and we're on a pendulum swing of correction throughout every industry right now. People are trying to trim fat and trying to see a future where they live in, and that's unfortunately the workers take the hit, and not the big ass corporation. So that's what's happening here. We're getting hit. Square's getting hit just like everyone else. They're trying to restructure for the future. That's what's happening here. Or else they wouldn't be going so quickly, and they wouldn't have kicked out their CEO a couple of years ago or whatever. I forgot when he got kicked out. They see it coming. We see it coming, but we're more aware of it on X and stuff like that. But the public is just trying to survive, man. We're just trying to survive. That's why Game Pass is. Remember when I talked about Crossroads and Xbox turning left, right? Xbox, to survive, they bought ABK because they saw a path where they could maybe grow and stay steady. That's their path. Services, right? They're trying to be a value company for the consumer, right? That's what they're trying to do. Go to where you are, give you Game Pass, give you options. And Sony's going the premium route, and I'm sure they're going to find success there. And as Xbox kind of goes that service route, PlayStation can grow in the console space and stay steady, and so can Nintendo in their own way. So they're gonna end up at, like I said, the same crossroad, different times, but they're gonna get there, and this is part of it. Layoffs are part of it. The pendulum swing correction. That's what we're seeing. So stay tuned, buckle in, because we're gonna see Xbox go through it in like a year, another month or something. They're gonna cut more heads off. So. Yeah, it just sucks out there right now for literally
everybody. And hopefully
everybody.
we don't, man, because I feel like this has been like an ongoing thing for it's bad, man.
It will, because it's still swinging up. Like we're gonna see heads fly even where I work. We're cutting people's heads off, and it fucking sucks. So
same where I work
it's gonna
too.
happen.
So
it's gonna happen, right?
It's
gonna happen.
It just sucks, man. It just sucks because so many people are losing their livelihood. As you do know, it just sucks to hear this news over and over and over again, man. For real.
That's why I'm not honestly surprised that there are layoffs it wouldn't even be a Western and European thing. I'm not surprised by anywhere in the world that's having layoffs, because it's happening literally everywhere. So the fact that they're laying people off, and not only that, the fact that they're laying people off and they're not making money, they're literally trying to move all their shit, you know what I'm saying, to multi-platform. So that it's clear that they need the money. So that's what usually happens when you don't have money, is that you have to lay people off. That's how it goes. So I do hate to see this, but it kind of is going hand in hand with what they're doing. They're expanding and they're trimming fat because they need to. They wouldn't leave Sony if they didn't have to. They wouldn't stay. They wouldn't do that. But they clearly are doing this because that means all proof is in the pudding. Their earnings report, everything. They need money. It's clear.
Yeah. and it's a good point in chat. When they said that Japanese companies are kind of taking a different route and we're not seeing as heavy things there, is because their fucking workers are protected in certain ways. That they aren't in Europe and they aren't in the Western world, and that's on us, man. That's on our policies and our governments and our fucking echo chambers. It's a thing we have to fix and we have to protect. That's why people are trying to desperately unionize. That's why corporations don't want that shit to happen. Yeah, it's just it's a crazy time in everywhere. So. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. I hope you got a good conversation out of that and hope you're still in chat.
Right. Said Japanese laws protect their workers against firings. Unlike the U.S., companies have to show that they are unable to support employees before firing. Making more money for investors by firing is not allowed. Damn, man, that's what I'm saying. Sama.
Well,
Japan.
Nintendo, right? It's so funny because we talk about them like going after all these other people and laying off like janitors or whatever, right? To kind of like they take like little layoffs this whole time. But it's just like they're running around cutting other people, like they're running around after emulators, right? They're getting their money that way. They're like, we must get money. Let's go after this. They do it a different way, but they're trying to do the same thing. Nintendo is also in a pickle, and they're scrambling to save cost as well.
I didn't even think of that. Nintendo will definitely shut shit down to get their money. They're probably their money management must be pretty good, honestly, and especially because they know that as long as we don't sell our games lower than the initial price, we're gonna be good forever because our software is king. So it's and
they even have moles in places, like that's how they found that last they had people out here gathering information, bro. Nintendo does not play with their IPs at all. They're gonna come for your neck for sure. They're gonna get their bread.
Yeah, man. Well, that's why they're so stubborn. They like Nintendo out of everybody. I maybe this is a hot take, but they are the most secure. I think, like Nintendo, if Nintendo's in a weird position because no matter what happens with Xbox and Sony, they get the rest of the pie. So they're just gonna be like, yeah, you guys fight it out. And we're just going to be over here doing our own thing. And they have such a unique take on things. And that's why they're so harsh on those laws, because they need those IP. They can't let loose because that's their future. They have a niche that they need to serve and need to protect. And they make their money in every way they can. And they're kind of good at doing it. And up to this point, they're doing it very well.
Their Princess Peach game still, and the Donkey Kong game they put out recently still did 1.2 mil, like off the rip. It's like, that's what I'm saying, man. Those games, nobody's talking about the Peach game, still sold crazy. It's like that.
Yeah, well, and it took like 2 pennies and to make.
And it's a 30 FPS game on my Switch.
Yeah, they don't care, dude. They don't care. They're like, we know that we have people from 1 to 40 years old.
Yes.
Xbox and PlayStation don't.
Nope.
And that's just the fact. And they know, they're like, well, we know that we have an audience from this bracket to this bracket. And when they're at 30 and 40, we don't care about Xbox and PlayStation and what they do because they're going to buy PCs. Like, It's like a cycle. It's just like, we 30 years old and up, we're probably, we have our money that we sustain each other with, and we know we have our bank account we could spend on performance, and that's what we're going to do. Naturally hop on PC and do that thing. Hot take as well, but I think that's why we're seeing a stagnant console market, because they're not grabbing all the age brackets as they should and keeping them there. They're jumping off. They're having kids. They're jumping on Nintendo, if anything, and they're buying their kids Nintendo, and they're going to PC. So that's my little theory on that. But yeah,
you just can't beat how Nintendo just releases thing that seems like it when they say the whole family will play and enjoy it, they mean that shit. When I say the Wii was having families together playing Wii sports, it was lovely, man. You can't beat what that shit did. Nintendo knows that they have that on lock. That's what they cater towards. They cater towards family fun, and they know how to do that shit. Xbox, we cater towards shooting shit up, and Sony,
we're like we're magnifying glasses, like with magnifying glasses every FPS. It's like, wow, who gives a shit? It's so funny because me and my girlfriend, right? I'm on my Legion Go, and we make our little dates where we just lie down and she plays on her Switch, I play on my Legion Go, and it's the most awesome thing. And like my cousins do that with their kids, with their parents just lie down on the couch. They'll be on their Xbox or whatever, and their kids on the Switch. It's just, it's a lovely bonding thing, and Nintendo has that niche covered. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that Nintendo is really good at too. They can sell you an experience, man. Because oftentimes now these days, people are like the heads of Xbox are going around talking about, hey, we have this. We want to get the Xbox experience. We want to get the Xbox experience to more people. You know exactly what the experience is when you go to Nintendo. We had the Wii, you had the Wiimotes, you know what I mean? You had the Wii U, which was a failure, but you still had like a little handheld, which probably brought about the Switch, right? Mm-hmm. So they definitely like have a specific goal in mind, and they make it cool enough to wrap everybody into it, man.
And dude, their corporate culture is also very different. They goddamn, you have some people taking pay cuts, on the corporate level. Yeah, like they just think differently. They know what they have, they know what they need to survive with. And they're so good with managing money, and they're okay with just floating. They're okay with floating and small rises where everyone else is looking at the quarter like, oh, where's my 50% increase and my billions of dollars? And meanwhile, Nintendo's like, yeah, we're good, man. We're eating and we're fine, dude.
And to continue to bring you solid experiences.
Anything, like you guys will kill each other, and we're gonna be here like, oh, we're good, Right? Just we're good. Who cares? Yeah, it's crazy.
So Nintendo just really innovators, man. You just feel the fun, and I like you said how they do, like they stay floating and then they spike. They'll just release all their stuff, and then they'll drop Mario Odyssey, and then they'll drop Breath of the Wild, and then it's like those peaks. That's what anybody's talking about in gaming at those points is when they drop a Zelda.
Profit.
Profit
margins, those matter a lot. It's how much money you spending, how much you getting in, and Nintendo's just so good. Maybe they look at the revenue stream and they see their third place, but they're like the easiest float. They're like, dude, we're not even in a harsh position if Mario fails, let's say, because we're that good with our money. Right. We understand,
Yeah, so, and I can't even remember what's the last time a Mario game failed?
Never, man.
Think of it?
Never. I think mainline Marios. I mean, never. If you count the Mario Makers, I think that was the smallest they've ever been. I think Mario Maker one.
People love the Mario Maker.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm not saying like review commercially flop or whatever. I'm saying like numbers wise. I think Mario Makers were the ones that didn't actually hit, let's say, top peak levels.
I could see that. I definitely that's the one I wasn't interested. That was my least interest one was and not only that, I just don't feel like creating levels, but I do think it's cool, and the way they made it is the Nintendo experience. Like I seen how people made maps on the Mario Maker. It's simple yet
crazy,
creative and deep. It's a deep system.
Yeah,
so
I'm surprised it didn't blow up more, and I think they were surprised it didn't blow up more as well. I think you see it in their language and their posturing with those games. I think they expected like more, but they didn't really care that it didn't do more.
Yeah.
As long as like Wonder hit, which it did, it sold very well, especially against Spider-Man. But see that just shows. That just shows that it doesn't fucking matter. They're like, we don't care who drops. We're good. Starfield and Spider-Man came out like within that month, those months in between, and Mario dropped almost the same day, and they're like, yeah, fuck it. It's like, okay. And they still sold really well. Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
I still buy. I will keep buying the Marios and the Zeldas, and whenever they give me my fucking Donkey Kong 64 remake, I buy the Mario game. Mario Galaxy is probably one of my favorite games ever made. Period. I just like because I like space shit, but like I just they're 10 out of 10s, man. It's hard. It's hard to not play them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a comment here. Can I actually call out comment? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Not
sure.
call out as in like get angry, but like bring one up. Is
Go
that
for it.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Zafo said, I think gaming media is going to write themselves out of a job being too harsh on these games, convincing large swashes of people in the collective gaming community to not buy these games. I don't know what these games mean, but yeah, in an era that like 15,000 games come out of Steam every year, I think they are hurting themselves, but I also think media is important to show light on it because maybe Hades wouldn't be so big, right? Maybe things like that would be swept under the rug. We also need media. No matter how much we kind of disagree or hate certain outlets or certain people doing these things, people with real integrity and people that write well and good reporters, we need those guys. They are allies to a lot of these developing studios, and it's important for visibility as much as YouTubers are. They need to work and live together. There is a problem where there is just the sheer amount that's coming is problematic. The sheer amount of content we're getting is the problem too. It just blew up to an overwhelming point where now it's just people are getting shot left, right, and center, right? They got no visibility and there's almost no way to get it. So
Yeah. But also on that same point too, I think sometimes some games, like before they even get a chance to get released, and they do get, like, if say for instance if it's leaked, right, and it's in like terrible condition and so on and so forth before it's able to clean itself up, so that definitely could hurt an upcoming game, before it even gets a chance to see the light of the sun. So I can understand that aspect and that, that comment here.
And like IGN, like just every turn just trying to destroy Xbox with like crazy headlines like Hellblade 2 ? Will it close the studio? And you're like, what the fuck, guys? How about just shine light on Hellblade 2? Be like, yo, look at this game. Like, if you're truly worried about them dying, why not shine light on it? Like, if you swamp it with negativity, you're not only killing Xbox, you're killing that studio. So in a way, yes, you are right, Zafo, that is an example of being like, dude, that's counterproductive to what you're trying to do. You're shining light on this negatively, and everybody's gonna lose hope and be like, "Oh yeah, Hellblade 2? Oh, they're gonna close the studio? And there it goes. It's just negativity." So yeah, it's awkward and weird because that game looks incredible as fuck.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is I hate that when the media is like giving games a hard time before release for sure, just because we're not even getting a chance to get our own perspective on it or anything. You're already talking all this shit about it. And if it's the first news I see about it, it's going to be in my head when it drops or anything. Even when they were talking about Hellblade not being 60 FPS and stuff, it's like, look, man, that's not stuff. Like, I understand that's a whole thing, but that should have no negative connotation whatsoever. You know what I mean? To me, because these consoles weren't doing, the last one wasn't 60, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and unless they say that, that's the only time I could get upset is when a studio says something and it's not that, or they trick the words around a little bit. But other than that, these medias, they're definitely hoeing some games out of their true potential. But I will say that shit is kind of necessary. It is necessary, but I think it's, for me, it mostly comes out of like reviews post launch of games. The reviews on those, I just hate when they're not like, they're automatically negative or they're just giving vague opinions or anything like that. That's the stuff that kind of gets me. And you gotta take reviews with a grain of salt, but I understand they're necessary. But
the review score, review score is a weird one. What do you think, Nova? Like, for instance, like since we're really in not only a dark time in gaming, because we are in kind of like I said, an overflow stage, right? The pendulum is just swinging one way really rapidly right now. It's really changing fast. But the review score is something I think everybody should change, because it's just 7 out of 10 games are still great, and people see that, they cut to it, and they're just like, oh nope, and it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you know how many people are having a lot of fun with 76? You know, and that's like a 70, and it's just like, dude, you're really not doing any favors to these games and these people. Right. I know Bethesda's huge. Little treasure crab game. I don't know. 75. It's really good. It's really fun. Give it a try.
Yeah, I think that we're just kind of spoiled, man, because so much good content's out these days. Like, there's so many AAA titles. Everybody wants a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10, and we kind of grew up seeing that on certain games. And I think that we just got spoiled, man. We just got so much stuff out. But a 70 to a 75 to a 80, like, those are still great games. Like, there's not many things that are produced that come out perfect, right? So waiting for things to be a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 is probably doing a disservice to you. And you may even have different taste than the people that are reviewing this stuff.
Yes.
What's up, brother?
Yes. I had an epiphany. Sandland. This is a perfect example. So this game, not truly like really in the 80s or high 80s or mid 80s, I think it's hovering 70 something. I loved it, right? This is a perfect time to bring it up. What do you think about it? Initial impressions. Like, this is a game that got not a ton of good press around it. It was kind of half-half. Right? Where do you find it? Does it have a charm? Do you like it?
So
people pick it up.
I definitely recommend that people pick up Sandland. For me personally, I picked it up because, the art direction, from Akira Toriyama, rest in peace. Art direction looks amazing. The music's pretty cool. I do like that. I like the joking, right? So the back and forth banter between the characters is really cool. So that the game itself doesn't take itself too seriously. So I think it's dope. One thing that I did bring up another time is that I don't know if Gamsley, if you were able to find it, but I couldn't find the Japanese audio specifically for the game because I wanted to play the game.
It tells you in the beginning.
Does it? Did I miss that? Okay, because that's what I said. Scale.
It gives you an option
hey.
in the beginning. They're like, do you want Japanese? And you're like, nah.
Maybe I was just pressing. I was like,
because it is yes. I think it's the. Do you want to keep English or whatever? And yes, right on the top. So maybe if you were button mashing, then you probably skipped it. Yeah.
Dang, because that's like my only gripe about the game, and it's not even that big of a deal. I think the English voice actors they're pretty good. You know what I mean? But it's just for that specific feel, I wanted to have like Japanese.
They have very good Japanese.
I believe
voiceover with that because they got some talent that's, I believe, in his before he like in their kind of DBZ realm. I think I'm pretty sure, but I don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure they have very good voice actors there. So
that'd be cool. If Toriyama kept his crew for like a lot of his stuff. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Because the universe is dope, man. They definitely have a lot of space to cook on that game, man. And I've only gotten maybe about an hour and a half into it so far, Gamsley. So I haven't probably gotten a chance to experience a lot of the stuff that you've gotten to experience. But so far, I like the game, man. It's a solid game.
Do you like the tank stuff? I loved the tank stuff. Like the hour. So you're an hour in. So maybe did you get the tank?
So you get like, at the very beginning of the game, you get like this little beginner tank. You know what I mean? So
yes.
Okay. So you get the beginner.
I love the traversal tank vehicle stuff. I don't like the out of tank combat, like fist and foot kind of thing. But when you're in the tank, man, and you get some other vehicles that are very cool and switch up the dynamic of how they lay out things, it becomes almost like a platformer in certain areas. You get like the jumper bot. It's not very heavy spoiler, but you get a mech that you could jump with, so you can reach higher places and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those spots already. So that's at the beginning of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. It's cool stuff. I hope you like it, but it's good that you're feeling it. But see, this game is probably not having a lot of, I don't know, but I don't think it had a lot of huge success behind it. Sadly,
Yeah,
people
I
are
don't
missing
think a
it.
lot of people knew about it. I think it was developed by a company called ILCA Inc. or something like that, and published by Bandai,
Yeah.
I think. But not that many people know about the game in general. Man.
Yeah, I don't see it running around too much. I think I seen RDC playing it one time, but it was a sponsored stream. So I mean, it's out there a little bit, but it's like even that a sponsored stream is not going to give you a good taste of that type of game. I know it's not, So
It's definitely a for those listening. I will say it's very. It is an anime game. Okay, I like to separate those genres a little bit. There's anime games, and then anime games based on anime. But I don't consider them necessarily the same genre. This is very much an anime game. It is. You're playing the anime, just like the Naruto games kind of thing. This is a very well made one of those things, and also a very decent game. So if you like anime games, you love games, you like JRPGs, jump into this game. Give them your money. If you have to wait for a sale, wait for a sale. I recommend it to some people to wait for a sale. Wait for a sale, but play this game. You're gonna have a fun. If you like that universe, you like that style, you like the person that drew it, go support this stuff.
And to second what you said, specifically about like how well they did it. Like I read reports that even specific pieces of the manga are in the game word for word. So, and that's something that people are looking for when they're going from a book to go see a movie too. So
for sure.
So keep that in mind, man. They really put some effort into this one, and you could definitely feel it. But yeah,
I'm definitely going to check that out when I get the chance. I'm RPG'd locked right now, but yeah, so many games coming out, man.
You got so many games on your plate right now, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot of games on the play right now. I need to finish up Tales of Kanzera though. That needs to be my next finish up.
You and me both. I'm at the end.
Yeah.
Game is fire too.
So good.
It is.
So I think we have about 9 minutes left. Did you guys have anything left on this topic, or did you want to talk about?
I could talk about anything for like 20 hours if you want. Just give me a topic. I got you.
Yeah, you see that? Also, give Final Fantasy 15 a try, right, Gamsley?
I answered him in chat. No, don't. No, don't do that. Yeah, skip that one. go to 14. No, he didn't have to bring it up. Yeah, no. As Final Fantasy 14, give that a shot. That's fun.
That one is fun. I've definitely played that. I guess you guys want to talk a little PlayStation focus.
Yeah, let's go. Give me a PlayStation thing. I don't get to talk about PlayStation that much, even though I hate them.
I got one.
I'm kidding. I don't hate them.
I got one. Flush typed this in earlier, and I decided to save it for later, just in case.
Nice.
Said 2 new CEOs. Maybe they can combine powers in the captain CEO and fix this dumb shit. So, Gamsley, how do you? Oh, actually, I'm gonna ask you first, Scale. How do you feel about this PlayStation now having 2 CEOs?
Look, 2 CEOs kind of threw me for a little loop right there, because it also looks like they couldn't decide on something. But the way that Sony is going right now, PlayStation and all that, they need to fix kind of everything. So maybe the 2 brains work better than 1. You know what I mean? It's like this may be a good move. You know what I mean? I don't have any ill will towards this move. It's just kind of strange to see 2. I feel like going through 2 top people is kind of how you're going to get decisions made, unless they're like to the hip, and then they might have difference of opinions, and then you're just in limbo on some things. I'm not in business like they are, but I'm just saying I feel like that's what would happen, having 2 people with the same name as far as labels, CEOs. Yeah. So overall, I think it's go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, because it seems like they are they're CEOs, but they're CEOs of separate business groups within the company. So Holst is the CEO of the studio business group, and Nishino is the CEO of the platform business group. And
so doing hardware and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Let me give the listeners a little bit more. Maybe it says the studio business group, which Holst is CEO over, which includes the PlayStation's first-party teams, plus covers the development of the PlayStation IP onto other mediums such as TV and film. Holst was already head of PlayStation Studios. He was previously the co-founder of Horizon and Killzone developer Guerrilla Games, which was acquired by Sony in 2005. And the other individual will lead the platform business group, which includes console hardware technology, accessories, PlayStation Network, and third-party relations, covering major publishers and indie studios. He was already a senior vice president of platform experience. He's been a part of Sony since 2006. So it seems like these are some vets within the company that got a chance to get their elevation on. You know, they elevated into different positions. So yeah, man, this is dope. This is actually kind of inspiring. You've been there since 19 years. You deserve to get some shine.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Years?
Well, especially I'm ready to jump in on this. Can I do it, Nova? Can I do it?
Go ahead.
Okay. First off, Holst has delivered consistently almost his whole career. He's delivered. I mean, look at his studio, Killzone and Horizon, and leading into those IPs. He's been on fire. He knows how to deliver projects. He knows what gamers kind of like, I guess. He understands the business. He understands where it's going. I would say it's good news. Microsoft is kind of doing the same thing, right? The Matt Booty and Sarah Bond, et cetera, et cetera. So this is not a new thing. We know that under pressure, one person will crack if they have too much on their plate. And 343 studio head, the girl that left or got fired, I don't know, left, I'm guessing. That was a head of Halo, for instance. She was doing too much, man. Like, did you see what she was doing? She had everything on her plate. She was in charge of movies, games, manga, books, fucking everything. It's like that shit kicks people in the head. So the more split with respect and, you know, expertise is a good thing. You split the load, especially if you work well together and you have two guys that are veterans and know their stuff. This could be a good thing. I think ultimately it's going to be a good thing, Flush. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but you got two dudes that know their business pretty well. And they don't really interject with each other that much. They don't butt heads that much. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's a good point to make when you said splitting the load. I didn't even take it that way. I just felt the way I saw it was, I guess, just delegating. But if you have two veterans that know what they're doing and you're splitting them like that to their expertises, that is a good move. I can't even hate on that at all. It was
Halo 3 for 3, there's a restructure. That's basically what's happening. They've split one job into three. They give it to three different people or two different people. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they split that job into three people or two people.
Yeah, because one person will crack. It just seems that it always comes down to that, and that's how it usually always was. It's like when you have one person to blame. I mean, you still, and even with this having two people, you kind of can still, I hate to say blame, but someone could to take accountability for something that goes wrong. You still have two individuals that take accountability for just those specific things, and one doesn't have to take a hit for the other one.
Yeah.
I mean, the company as a whole takes a hit, but for that specific section, one CEO takes a hit. And I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be like, no, it was my secretary. It's like, no, dude, it was you. It was you dick.
Yeah. They probably was like the last CEO was probably like, hey man, like this is, you can't blame me for everything, bro. And then like, you know what?
Jim's like flying across 8 countries. He's like, help me, please.
I want to see my family.
I want to see my family. I gotta go to court. I gotta do this. I gotta go here. It's crazy.
So good. You guys got anything else on that? Coming up on time. How y'all feeling?
No, sir. I don't have anything else on that topic.
Sounds good.
I think I'm good.
That's good. Hey, I like all the topics, man. Gamzy, I appreciate you. Before we get out of here, appreciate the 66 people still in here. Thank you very much for tuning in. And before we head out, Gamzy, I'll start with you. You can tell them where they can find you at, my friend.
Hell yeah. So every Monday, check out Double Barrel Gaming on YouTube. I do Boom's show every lunchtime. And for everything Xbox, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Thursdays. Did I say Thursdays? Oh my god, I'm blanking. Yes, Thursdays, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Gaming Arcadia YouTube channel. For the Xbox Series podcast, where me, Game on Asa, and Deadly Headley talk about Xbox. It's a fun time. Subscribe there. We got community nights all the time. Every Sunday, we have a blast there. We talk games. We talk Xbox. I talk here with you guys. We're very multi-platform. We just try to aim it at Xbox a little bit more. And that's it. For
Love
now.
to hear it, man. Check them out, y'all. Check them out. Nova, the ever burning flame. Tell them where I can find you.
And shout out to Razor, man. Shout out to the regulars. You know what I'm saying? We got Razor, we got Flush Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Young Dreads, like Tokyo Trey. We got some people out here, man. Some solid guys. Yeah, they all cool. But I go by Supernova. You can find me on Twitter at super_Nova Gamer. Appreciate everybody coming out and appreciate Gamsley for coming through again, man. Always hitting the ball out of the park, brother. Like you're killing it.
I love you guys. Yeah, thanks for having me on continuously. I like this trend. The white Viking. Hold on a second. I didn't get to blow my horn though. Pause. I didn't get to blow the horn. What the heck, guys? Why? Wow, we killed this episode, man. Jeez.
But yeah, man, y'all can find me, man. Thanks for everybody who showed out, man. Appreciate it. Like Skeleton said at the beginning of the show, going to a great cause, local Boys and Girls Club, man. Each and every donation, all the super stickers, everything, man. It's greatly appreciated, and we couldn't have gotten to where we are without y'all, and we're a little over halfway there now, man. And it's incredible, man. It's like a dream every time we do this, Tuesdays and Thursdays. But yep, you can find us here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m., man. But that's all I got to say, man. Shout out to y'all.
Yes, sir. As for me, BLAQQ Skellington with 2 Qs. Y'all can catch me streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch and YouTube. I'm multi-streaming right now at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I can't wait to stream, man, Hellblade. I'm going to be doing that. That's going to be a good stream. That's a while away, but I'm just getting y'all prepped. I'm going to be doing that. But you can catch me tomorrow playing some Val, raking up on games, try something else. But so say shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe before y'all go. Thank you, Gamsley. We love you as our substitute Viking, white Viking, however you want to look at it, vanilla Viking, however you want to look at it. Thank you very much.
Milk mommy. No, please don't remove that. Cut me out.
Crazy. It never gets cut. But all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Longhouse, we out.